to the city of Atlanta. To the city of Salt Lake City.
Two Olympiads on American soil in the next 7 years, an unprecedented challenge facing the United States Olympic movement, and perhaps the greatest opportunity U.S. officials and athletes have ever seen.
It's a two-headed sword here, so to speak. It's performance, but it's performance by the athletes, but it's also performance by the organizers.
The last two Olympic Games prove the athletes are doing their part by soaring to new heights. U.S. competitors enjoyed their best medal haul ever at the Lillehammer Winter Games. And in the summer of '92 in Barcelona, the 108 medals claimed by the United States were the most in a non-boycotted Olympics since 1904. And with the Centennial Games in Atlanta now less than a year away, there are indications U.S. athletes are poised to take the medal stand even more often.
Look what's happening in soccer. And there are some other sports and some individuals that are at the brink of being able to do maximum performance in Atlanta. We ought to help that.
Home Team 96 is a USOC program designed to provide additional funds over the next year for sports whose athletes stand on the brink of success, a concept that couldn't have existed 15 years ago when the U.S. boycotted the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow, and the American Olympic movement nearly ground to a halt.
The U.S. Olympic Committee was within a short stretch of having to lay off everybody, and we had no money coming in after the announced boycott. We had nothing. We were almost bankrupt.
Which makes today's scenario that much more impressive. The USOC is working with a record $409 million budget for the 4-year period ending in Atlanta in 1996. Money that's led to the construction of world-class facilities at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. The financial stability the USOC enjoys today is a product of the visionary Los Angeles Games of '84, when corporate sponsorship became forever etched in the success of the Olympic movement. Today, Atlanta's record budget of $1.58 billion comes entirely from private funding, not only through TV rights fees, but also corporate sponsors who want to be associated with the Games.
I've heard them say, I got a $40 million direct investment, and I got another 10 or 15 I'm spending to protect it. I'd like to see that it's a good investment for me.
The interest that's being showed by the corporate sponsors has never been higher. The opportunity to take all of those dollars and focus them into what the charge of the Olympic movement's all about, and that's bringing the best and the brightest and the quickest to the forefront.
Winning the Salt Lake bid means a projected $150 million windfall for the USOC, money that should pay immediate dividends. In fact, Welch believes the U.S. will be a dominant force in winter sports by the time the Salt Lake Games arrive. But the improved financial picture has a longer-standing impact as well. Not only does the USOC fund the development of world-class athletes, but they provide support for sports at the grassroots level, right down to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. In an era that's left many Americans turned off by the strikes and lockouts associated with professional sports, the timing may never be better for the United States to focus in on the Olympic dream.
I think the Olympics are going to become more and more important as time goes on, because I think people are tired of the frustration and the greed and a lot of things that we get on the professional level. I think people more and more will turn to these Olympic athletes because they're only doing this for one reason. They want to win a gold medal for the country. And I think people will aspire to that. I think people will, like a magnet, come to that and begin to find a refreshing change of pace within the Olympic movement. And I think as a country, we need that right now.
Officials here at U.S. Olympic headquarters are aware that the countdown to Atlanta represents the dawn of an unprecedented opportunity. How well the USOC maximizes the chance to host two Olympiads in a 6-year span will determine the course of the United States Olympic movement well into the 21st century. From Colorado Springs, Colorado, Brent Weber, CNN Sports.